Very difficult in the initial few hours because it's chaos. This is an unexpected, unpredictable event that causes massive destruction to all of the infrastructure that you have, including power, including all of those key communication things. So the overwhelming experience at first is something huge has happened, and I need to find out more about its scale. So you'll spend that first hour or two connecting with your civil defence and emergency management people, if they're okay, because they'll be scattered by an event such as this, and you pull that team together, you find a secure location, and you begin to craft an understanding of the scale of the event. And you are very quickly also determining, as you do that, what you're going to need to start placing into each of those areas. Physically, how wide it is the event, what's the situation on things like bridges, on water supplies, wastewater, do people need hospital or medical help, are they getting it? In our case, we've got dozens and dozens of people trapped in buildings or in vehicles or in buses or in a whole lot of places. We've got injuries up on the hills from rocks rolling and cliffs collapsing, as well as in the central city. You can't get to the hospital because the roads are jammed, so it's really pretty self-explanatory. You just break it down into problem by problem and you address each problem. It's the only way you can do it. You just have to start somewhere, and hopefully you start at the most useful place. And that's what the training is about in civil defence and emergency management. Nothing will go to plan. Absolutely nothing will go to plan. Things will happen that you never thought of, and some things will happen exactly as you thought they would. But what you need to have always is a basic structure, a basic management structure, so that enough people know what their jobs are and how to access the tools to do them. And if they do their job well, and if you are responding to them well, and putting that information out quickly and clearly to your community, then I think in the early hours and days of an event such as the one we went through, that's probably what leadership is about. Just bringing clarity, bringing an overview, ensuring the basics are well underway, and then trying to ensure your community is as well informed as possible. Well, first of all, a lot of things do go relatively to plan because they're generally things that you can see coming. It might be, for example, a health emergency. There might be a new strain of virus which is going to have a significant public health impact. Generally, you know it's coming. Floods, well, generally you've got heavy rainfall in a catchment area. You can see from the weather charts that's likely. You can plan for that. So you've put mitigation measures in. It's the more catastrophic events, and then the training is going to be incredibly useful, but inevitably it's the ability of individuals to make decisions. And you say, what is the balance between intuition and rehearsing effectively? Well, everybody who's ever rehearsed is going to be able to give you a response because they've been taught how to make a decision around a certain thing. But it is in the end the intuitive, instinctive decisions that you make that'll probably single you out at some point as being more or less effective, because there will always be a time when you're going to have to make a call. If you put it down in its most difficult level, if you go to the immediate minutes and hours after a particularly bad disaster which has resulted in a lot of injury, you immediately come down to the point of triage. That's the point that where we set up a field station in the middle of the most devastated area, and you have to make life and death decisions if the casualty levels are very high, and in our case they were. So you've got to have the right people in all those places, and you've got to understand and have faith that they also are capable of taking on not just those really clearly planned decisions like, we need transport vehicles, these are the logical places to go. It's the person who can make the leap, past, let's go to the obvious places and say, well, actually, for the sake of argument, we've got a car park, a car sales yard here in the middle of the city. It's got 20 trucks on it. let's just go down there, let's grab the keys, let's take someone down and get a piece of paper, and we're in an emergency. We need those vehicles. It's the person who can make that jump, and that's what you're looking for. And those are the moments that save lives. Those are the moments that get you some extra cut through.